We just wanted to have a quick look at your last fight.
Okay.
Can we just have a look at some of the pictures and talk us through kind of how that went and how you felt after this? Looking pretty happy.
Yeah, relief. Massive relief, you know. So much pressure on me fighting in front of like 50,000 home fans against a tremendous fight like Mikkel Kessler, who was supposedly, well, he was younger, but supposedly stronger, and that was ready to be taken. And to prove everybody wrong again and to finally unify all the belts, it's an absolutely amazing feeling, best feeling in the world.
We mentioned on the home fans there, and we've already been getting some emails in actually. Some people saying, there was one here saying they've already booked their tickets to go out to Vegas after hearing about you today. This guy, Andy Kerr, says he was in Vegas for the Hatton fight in December, and he also attended the weigh-in on the previous day. He says, please can you tell me what Bernard Hopkins was saying? Oh no, we know what he was saying to you.
We've been inundated this afternoon, and we have got somebody on the line now, Robert Cookson, who wants to put a question to you, a massive Calzaghe fan. So Robert, what was your question to Joe? Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. Joe, my question really is the size of Hopkins. I saw you both at the weigh-in in Las Vegas for the Ricky Hatton fight, and he actually, surprisingly to me, seemed a little bit bigger. Do you think that might be a problem?
Do I think that's a problem? Well, the thing is, you have to remember that that's probably only, was it 3-4 weeks after the Kessler fight, and I'm about a stone naturally heavier now. So, because he hadn't boxed for a while, I think that he was obviously looked pretty big. I think he's about the same height, but I don't think size is going to be really a factor in the fight, as Hopkins always campaigned at middleweight, and obviously he's pretty strong at light heavyweight. But believe me, you know, I will be strong. I'll retain the same speed, and it won't be a factor. At the end of the day, I'm much quicker, much better, much faster than Hopkins, and like I said, you know, I don't think it's going to become a factor.
Do you think your work rate is phenomenal in a fight? Hopkins, particularly in his last few, was tending to fiddle his way through. Do you think that'll help you?
Definitely, you know, that's the one thing he's going to try and do. But I always throw 1,000+ punches in a fight, which is a lot, obviously, you know, for a super middleweight. There's no reason I can't continue that in my next fight, and I believe that he'll be in a whole lot of trouble.
That's great.
Great, thanks very much, Robert. Thank you for your call.
All right, thanks for watching.
Loads of emails, yeah.
Absolutely loads still emailing you. I was just saying this was from David Crean, who said 5 of us have already booked the trip to Vegas. Assuming you beat Hopkins, can you see yourself meeting Roy Jones Jr.? Well, you just asked that, didn't you? P.S. 5 tickets for the fight would go down well. So.
Yeah, of course.
Matthew in Pembrokeshire, Wales, can't wait to see you fight in the States. I'm sure you're going to get just as much support as Hatton did. I'll definitely be there. But how would you like to be remembered at the end of your career?
That's difficult to say. I just want to go down and be one of the great fighters in Britain, you know, and that's it really. You know, I think basically what I've achieved in my last fight, creating history, and that's what it's all about. And if I can be in one of them elite among the fighters that, like I said, is undefeated, that'll mean so much to me. So I'm so close to creating history. So it's good.
There's one other one here. Jonathan Spriggs, he'd like an autograph. I'll give you his address after this. Just wants to wish you all the best in Vegas. Everyone really getting behind you already. I mean, did you expect it to be like this? Did you expect people to already be booking their trip to come to Vegas?
I knew the people were excited. I know, obviously, through the one with Ricky Hatton and Floyd Mayweather, and since my last fight, things have really taken off. You know, fighting against Kessler took me to a new level. So it's really, you know, I was really happy. There's a lot of pressure on me, but I always perform well under pressure, and I'll make sure that, you know, whoever's paying the fans, I give them value for money and a victory.
We've got another caller for you as well. Paul Foley's on the phone. Paul, you're through to Joe. You've got a question for him.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Undefeated.
Hello.
How you doing, Super Joe?
How am I feeling? I'm a bit deaf, mate. Can you speak up?
Okay, yeah, I'd just like to ask you, why do you feel the need to fight Hopkins, and how does he rank compared to your previous opponents?
Well, Hopkins, you know, he's been champion for 10 years. He's one of the biggest names in America. Unfortunately, I'm not in the weight division like Ricky, where he has the likes of Cotto, Mayweather, De La Hoya to pick from. At light heavyweight, the biggest name is Hopkins, regardless of his age. You know, he come off a good win against Winky Wright. Also, he beat Antonio Tarver. So, you know, he's the biggest name out there for me. And after going to America, like I said, it's one of my aims to fight in America, seeing the atmosphere. And Hopkins, you know, he's the man. You know, he confronted me in the States. He challenged me, and I've taken up the challenge.
Can I ask you another question?
Go for it, Paul.
I'd like to ask you, Joe, why do you think he made the comment, "I'll never lose to a white man," and how has this helped to motivate you?
Well, to be honest, was I offended by that comment? No, I wasn't offended. To be honest, it probably just made him look stupid, you know. And he's just how stupid is he going to look when he does lose to me? So I think he just said that, you know, basically to sell tickets for the fight. So I think it was a stupid comment, but you know, he's going to try and get under my skin in this fight. That's not going to happen. You know, at the end of the day, he's obviously going to try and wind me up, put me off my game plan. He knows he has to do that. He tried to side fight this out, but it's not going to work with me. So I'm just looking forward to the experience and taking care of business in the ring.
All right, thanks very much, Paul, for your call this afternoon. Thank you.
Nice picture there, Paul, as well.
Yeah.
So,
So, Joe, we've talked about the fights, we've talked about a bit about the preparation. What do you do when you're not fighting, when you don't have to train, you don't have to do anything? How do you spend your time?
I just chill out. I got two kids, two boys, 13-year-old and 10-year-old, Joe and Connor, and spend a lot of time with them, you know. So I'm a dad as well, so that's the main thing, and boxing is my job, so that's a full-time job, and I just like to relax, you know, and where I live is nice and private, nice and quiet. I live near enough where I've always lived and where I've always trained, and I like it that way. I like my privacy and everything else, and when I'm outside of boxing, I like to forget about boxing for a month or 6 weeks. Don't go to the gym, just relax, have a break, and then that's it.
Are your kids showing any boxing talent so far, your boys?
Yeah, they are a bit, to be honest. I think, but I don't want them to do it. You know, at the end of the day, it's hard sport to do, and I'm blessed that I have the ability to succeed and not get hurt in this game. But you know, I'd rather them do something else, play football or tennis or golf. But it's good to learn, you know, self-defense and discipline. But I think I'd be a lot more nervous watching my boys fight and myself boxing. So.
You know how your mum feels now and your dad watching you.
Well, exactly. My mum's never even been to a fight ever in my life, so that trains me, and she's never actually come to a fight. So big contrast there.
Well, so we've seen your mate Ricky and how we've talked to him quite a lot about how he finishes up training and goes a bit mental and goes on the curry and the beers. You obviously don't do the same. You're looking fit already.
Actually, I do, to be honest. I do, to be honest. He's a lot shorter than me, so I carry it better. But yeah. Listen, well, I like to be like anybody else, and a curry, and my dad's Italian food, you know. So that's what's longevity in boxing. You know, you have to totally forget your job. And when I finish, it's so much dedication and focus goes into a fight, and all you live is boxing for 10, 12 weeks. That when I finish a fight, I just forget about boxing. And I think that's what keeps me fresh and keep wanting to train. Because if I lived in the gym, you get bored. It's like any job. I've done it for 25 years, and you know, it is boring. It is boring a lot of the time. So I've had a good break over Christmas. I've let myself go and not really done any training. So I'm really looking forward to getting back in the gym now. I'm excited for the next challenge.
So when do you get back in, and how strict are you when you get back in? Kind of what regime do you have to stick to?
Yeah, well, to be honest, it's 12 weeks Saturday. I've just started doing light training now, and I'll do that for a few weeks. And then, you know, as you get closer, you just build up your training. And I train every day, twice, sometimes 3 times a day. So it's pretty intense. But at the moment, just gently breaking back into it.
Joe, just finally then, let's get a prediction from you for the fight. Which round are you going to knock him out in?
Which round am I going to knock him out in? I used to always make predictions. I was getting wrong when I was younger, so I just predict I'm going to win. I think I'm capable of knocking Hopkins out.
If it's knockout, not decision.
Yeah, stop him. I think I can stop him. If I'm going to stop him, I think it'll be a late stoppage. But I know 100% I'm going to win the fight.
So do we.
Well, we don't want to let you go, Joe. We want you to stay here and talk to you more, but we have to say goodbye. But thank you so much for coming in, and great luck with the fight.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank
Thanks
you very much.
Thanks.
Well, it has been a busy day here on Zatanna Sports News. Scotland are on the verge.